Hey y'all, in today's video we're going to be running throughout Dark Souls 3, doing another run of clubs only. This will be part 3 of the clubs run throughout all the Dark Souls series and Elden Ring, so let's just hop right down into it. So we start out the run with just picking the Wretch class. Unfortunately, Gundyr whooped my butt the first 2 attempts. Now on the third one I did manage to actually get him down, so really easy boss. You just got to know his moveset, and once you understand that, then it's pretty good. Sometimes RNG, unfortunately, is just not on my side. Now throughout the whole run, we will most likely be using mostly just the Great Club, and for some bosses I will be using the Large Club just to hit through. Now unfortunately, the Large Club and the Great Club are both locked underneath for the second boss in the game, which is the big ice boy who just charges around like a big wildebeest. I don't really know what to go with that, but yeah, again, super easy boss. You just kind of have to dodge throughout all of his attacks, but I guess that's just every freaking boss in this game. And there we go, we pounded him down, we grabbed his stuff, then it's right off to the next boss. Now I will be grabbing all my SS shards and all that stuff, but it will all be off camera. I started off actually just making a little tree skip, grabbing the silver ring, and then it's right off into the next boss. And here we go. Now, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure I managed to make it through the whole boss without getting hit, except for the end where it actually does proc a frostbite on me, which does unfortunately take away some of my health. So that I think is pretty dope that I was able to almost no hit him, but again, he's a pretty easy boss as he's only the second one. You just got to make sure to dodge his charge attacks and just roll to the left or right. It doesn't matter. You just pick. He usually only goes 3 times, and then you just go in and punish him from behind. So there we go. Yeah, unfortunately, didn't really understand the cue for the frostbite, but again, he's gone. Now here, we do a little bit of Onion Man's questing so we can kill the demon, and then we grab 1 more talisman and 2 more weapons. Now I just went straight after the crystal sage so I can grab more stuff later down the road. I probably died to the crystal sage probably 5 or 6 times. Usually I come here a lot later in the game, but unfortunately I just wanted to get right down and get him out of the way just so I could go to the next bosses. I can never understand where this boss is going to spawn. I'm not sure if it's just RNG where they're going to spawn or how it works. Same thing with spawning up the mimics that also do damage to you. Don't really understand it, but I usually try and take out all the mimics first. It all depends though how good I'm going. If I came through this boss later down the road, I would say, you know what, screw it, I'm not even going to focus on these guys. I'm just going to go take out the crystal sage right away. Now I got really close here, and thankfully I got lucky with that wall being right in the way, so pretty nice. And they were also really close together, so I was able to just go right in and finish her off. Now on next list, we actually go up and go grab the Lloyd's sword talisman. just helps boost attack damage when your HP is full, and we went right for the deacons. This was my first try. I didn't know if I was going to be able to beat them right away, so I just wanted to go test what my damage was looking like and see how it all went. They're a pretty easy boss. Just make sure they don't swarm you, and you should be good to go. And just make sure you always are punishing the guy that glows red, and obviously the ultimate enemy once he actually shows up. But again, super easy freaking boss, and I'll just let you guys enjoy the rest of it. Really, the only pointers I really have is just make sure you don't get ganked up by the big boys, because they will punish you. Like as you can see right now, you just want to make sure you get in and out, do a couple hits, roll out, and just continue to punish. So, and there we go. The beacons are gone. Next on my list was actually going to get the Abyss Watchers down and finished with, so I went up and lit the 3 towers. Super easy actually, since I've already gone and finished off the deacons first, so I was a little bit more leveled up than I should have been. And like most of these bosses in this run, I only ever take no deaths with them. Which is really nice. Some bosses, on the other hand, do take me a lot of attempts, and I don't know why. But the Abyss Watchers were actually super easy. So the second and third light tower you'll see, but I skipped the cutscene just because it takes way too long. Abyss Watchers probably have to be my favorite boss fight in the game. I would have to say it's the first, when I played through my first playthrough here, it was definitely the most toughest boss fight I ran into right away. This was also, Dark Souls 3 was my first game I ever played through, which is why I think when it comes down to it, it is probably my favorite game overall. I'm not huge into PvP or anything. PvP or anything like that. So unfortunately, I've never gotten into that, but I could later down the road do some PvP in Elden Ring, because that is pretty popular right now. Just, you have to get kind of lucky with that. But yeah, again, another no death against the Abyss Watchers. It did get close coming down. I do forget sometimes how boss's attacks or moveset is, but other than that, pretty easy to go against. Usually a strategy with this is you can just wait for the man in red, well, the red-eyed Abyss Watcher to come in, and he can help you, but he can also not help you, because he'll just go fight anybody. And thankfully I actually did get him to strike up the other guy. He does not have a lot of health, and he will hit you too, so you do have to worry about that. But again, it's pretty easy. I was just chunking him down, and there we go, straight into second phase. Usually for his first attack, what you want him to do is actually do this stupid lunge halfway across the arena. And you can really punish him there. But here, he's a pretty easy boss. Like that attack right there where he lunges across. I believe you can punish that, but it's all different. It is a little bit harder when you're using a heavy weapon. So it's kind of just, you know, dodge and roll. So like roll and then hit, so you're swinging hitting. But other than that, Abyss Watcher is pretty easy. I got fed up. I was like, you know what, I'll just take the L if I take the L here. But we managed out to do the Abyss Watchers. I went up afterwards, made a mistake actually, so went to go fight the Stray Demon up top. Really easy at this point. If you use his soul, it actually gives you 20k, which is super nice. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that the transfusion for the Stray Demon actually gave you the Havel's Ring. So I messed up there and used the 20k, and I was unable to make use of Havel's Ring, even though it's super nice. Also, while running up here, I put the thing right here down. I forgot about it, tried to outquit it, but unfortunately I took an L to gravity, and then it was right over to High Lord Vornir, which again, super easy boss. If you don't, I don't remember what side it is, but if you just run right in, you can actually break one of his rings on his wrist right away and then deal with the second one, so it just makes it a lot easier of a boss fight. So yeah, whatever you do, don't grab the item, just hit the shackle right away and you'll just break it instantly. Now you still have 2 more shackles to go through, so what I'll usually do, pop it right away and grab the item. I thought I was gonna roll out of that way, but apparently not. But yeah, again, just make sure to not grab the item right away and just grab, just hit his, what is it, his left hand, so on your right, and you'll be able to get it. And then you just got to worry about breaking the shackles. Make sure you don't fall down with him, because he will start to do damage over time, and it is pretty hard for you to get out of that, because I'm pretty sure it's not viewable on your angle. He just does it, so don't get too caught behind. But other than that, High Lord Vornir is super easy of a boss. After this, I believe I actually head, it's either the old Demon King or I headed straight up to the stupid tree, and I can't remember which one it is, but the stupid tree, really easy boss. I didn't want to go fight it right away. I wanted to take my time with it because I didn't think I needed anything right away. So I decided to wait on it till I was a little bit more powerful and would easily take him down. So yeah, it was the great big stupid tree infested with bulges of pus. Super easy boss, just make sure you actually manage to hit his stuff. Like yeah, this is why I came back later. It's just because literally one of my hits on one of his blisters just does so much damage right away. So it's quite literally, at this point, it was 3 hits for me just to actually get him to go into his second phase where he plunges through the ground. So again, super easy here. You can actually punish right away, which is super nice. I'm not sure if it actually hits the hand or not, but this is why I came back here later, because he does do a lot of damage if you're not careful. Like he literally just took out half my health, which is why I came back afterwards. But the Great Wood, pretty easy boss, not too much to worry about, and he should go down in a few hits. And now it's on time for the Old Demon King, another not super easy boss. He is optional, and he can cause major issues. I think I died to him 3 or 4 times. I couldn't remember. I've only fought him once before this, so just getting down to learning his movesets again was definitely a struggle for the first time. But I think if you just stick by his butt, you'll be fine. With his meteorites, actually, he will never have the meteorite stick on him. So if you just stick underneath him or his butt, you'll be fine. The meteors will never hit you. If you are worried about it, you can obviously run around one of the pillars stuck with other demons, and you should be fine. Like right here, how I run away is because I was worried about the meteors, because they did mess me up in one of the previous attempts I actually fought him. And just like that, the Old Demon King is down, and I really wasn't worried about it. And now I just went straight up, right up to Pontiff, and I believe this was only a 2 attempt. I can't remember, but yeah, sometimes he just combos the crap out of you, which is unfortunate. But I think that if you just roll left, I believe, throughout all of his attacks, you should be fine. Yeah. Like right there, I don't know why I tried to kick. Sometimes it just ends up happening. It's very weird. But pretty cool boss. The first time I ever went through this Dark Souls 3, I struggled throughout it so many times. I think I died to him like 10 or 20 times just trying to learn his moveset and also his phase 2. So yeah, right there, super close, but we did well. Yeah, again, I didn't realize that that does damage, so I should have backed up. What it's fine. Now he's gonna summon. When he's summoning, you can actually go punish that. I was doing a lot of damage here, so thankfully I was doing good damage. Enough to actually take out his mirror image. I believe right at the end I was able to take it out, but I can't remember if I do or not. Yeah, and right there too, just the viewing can really screw me up. So after Pontiff, we actually, instead of going right to Aldridge, I head down to actually fight the two beasts, because they give me something very important, which helps me out through the run, which is the Ring of Favor, which just helps grant more stam, more HP, and more... I forget the last one. It's not attunement. Damn, I'm thinking of Dark Souls 2. But it helps your equipment load out. Just by a little bit, but it is super nice. I think it's like 5%. So I was able to take out the first beast super easily. Unfortunately, I did die from the second one. I only meant to just aggro one. But if you just stick around the pillars, it'll screw up, I believe, the bosses, not the bosses, but the enemy's AI, and it becomes pretty easy. And there we go, just like that. Ring of Favor, our third ring of the run. And now it's on to Aldridge. Also, first time, actually, not first time, but I didn't die to this boss. First time playing through the game, I had to learn his moveset so many times. I think, again, I died way too much. I did a strength build the first time I went through Dark Souls 3, which was great and all, but it was my first Souls game, so just I had it in my mind that, you know what, I can't ever make out these rolls in time, so I'm just gonna, you know what, take a hit, roll through the hit, or just hit while I'm getting hit, and it's fine. But now that I actually know his moveset, it's pretty easy. If you are struggling, you can actually use when he does the arrow effect, if you run right over to where the bonfire will be soon, there is a little safety corner for the arrows and they won't hit you, which is kind of nice. Yeah, throughout this run, I don't try and do any stupid little cheesy strats like running towards the end of the arena. I just try and stick through everything. But Aldridge, once you understand how he is, he's a really easy boss, and then it's off to the next one. I believe I just go straight to the Dancer next. I decided to let Yorm the Giant be the last one out of the bosses to fight, as if you're not using the weapon, it is going to take you so freaking long to fight him. I believe I will be fighting him later down in it, you'll see. But yeah, it took forever. And man, that Dancer grab right there, really did not understand it. Apparently, if you just stick towards her butt, everything will be fine. Also, when she goes into her Beyblade phase, if you just back off right away and hide behind one of the pillars, you should be fine. I also know right too, there's a cool little maneuver what you can do right away is if you actually pick Sorcerer, go grab the Mist spell from the guy who sells all the spells. you can actually cheese the crap out of her really early game and get to the next phases. If you just stick behind one of the pillars and just keep on doing mist, you might die a couple times, but once you have it done, she'll be just out of the way and super easy. And there we go. Dancer is done. Something that really cheesed me about this playthrough was while I was running through and I was about to fight the dancer, I actually accidentally skipped her cutscene and I was so cheesed, but thankfully I didn't actually die to her once, and it was another deathless boss run. So, well, not boss run, but boss fight. Perfect. Now it is time for the dragon. Well, the baby dragon, I guess. Yeah. He's a super easy boss. Once he gets into his second phase of charging you around, if you can actually pin him in the bushes, you can use magic or what's the other thing? Like a bow and arrow, just to shoot him through the trees. Or you can also just stay behind his butt and just punish, which also works fantastic. Yeah, unfortunately I did get greedy there, which caused me to get hit, but it's fine. We were able to just do this one try, not have to worry about anything else. And I did end up getting good RNG, which you'll see in a few minutes, where he actually does decide to just charge down right into the little hidey hole I was talking about previously. Yeah, so he kind of kicked me right in there, and I was just able to punish, stay in there with him, just make sure he didn't do anything stupid, because when he runs in, he just continues to run, and it's fine. Yeah. And he now becomes such an easier boss when he actually is stuck in here, which is great. He tries to run out, I just stay back here because I know where he is in the map, and I just want him to be stuck here. And just like that, another boss I have not died through to this run. And now for Champion Gundyr, another boss which I had major issues the first time I ever actually went through this game. But this time I actually managed not to have any issues with the boss at all. But I still had issues. It wasn't a perfect fight. I did get hit, obviously. He did kick me down. But once you understand his movements, he's pretty easy to fight. I really thought there that I could punish him, but I'm not 100% sure if you can actually get him, like riposte him. So I'm not sure if it's from the front or if it's from the back, but I did manage to make a clean fight out of this boss fight. So I'm really happy about it, really proud of myself going through this boss afterwards. After this, I do actually go grab the thing that makes me able to bone either to the last bonfire or right to the shrine, which is super nice, which is why throughout all your playthroughs, you should probably go grab this because it just helps out later down the road. Yeah, like right there, I got a little bit panicky because I feel like he does have a second phase where he just gets a lot more aggro. Like in the first half of the battle, sorry, he's not slow, but he's definitely a lot slower than he is now, I feel. It just might be something I don't know about, but I swear, like, he wasn't doing his kicks in the first half, so I'm not sure if it was. I was also really panicked there. I thought he was going to actually hit me off the edge, which can happen, which is really scary. Just so you are aware, you can get booted off the edge. But there we go. Champion Gundyr down. Pretty easy boss fight once you understand all of his mechanics, obviously. And now it's time for the shenanigans of the Ancient Wyvern. This is actually my second time going through this boss fight. Unfortunately, I did die the first time because I messed up. I thought I had him where I could actually hit him, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. I did actually have to go through a second time. His head was down in the perfect position for me to just drop down. If I can take it, I'll take it. I will always plunge attack him. It's just how the run will always go. But as you can see, again, my souls are on the ground. I did die there. I thought it was going to be fine, but it clearly wasn't. And now we go in for the plunging attack. And the Ancient Wyvern is done like dinner. Pretty easy boss fight. And I just had to make sure that I had everything in slot, and it was pretty easy. Perfect. Now I believe on the next list is actually the Dragon Armor, I believe. After, obviously, all the cutscenes. Also, if you're struggling with this boss, what you can not with this boss, but with the Dragon Armor, Dragon Slayer armor, what you can actually do is there is a talisman that you can run, which I'm using, which just helps prevent electric damage because that's what he does, and you obviously take a lot less damage than what he currently would do to you, which is pretty nice. His combos are weird with this boss fight. He can do his 3-hit combo. He can also not do his 3-hit combo where he just continues to punish afterwards. So it is a little bit weird, but if you do get lucky, you can understand that he does have his 3 hits. And other than that, like his 3-hit combo, and you can punish after that, but sometimes he doesn't do that. I'm not sure there if his attack actually does do damage with his two-handed downward thrust where lightning comes out. I'm not really 100% sure if that does damage. So I wanted to always back off just to make 100% sure. But other than that, Dragon Slayer armor, pretty easy boss fight. First time I ever fought him though, wasn't the case. Definitely struggled on him a little bit. But I just ended up saying, you know what, screw it. I had like so little health. I'm just going to continue to go in and just punish the crap out of you, and hopefully that will be the way. So again, another boss fight, didn't die to, but it was pretty easy just to go through. One of the times I did actually fight the Dragon Slayer armor. I had the floaty guy. I don't know what the heck it's called, but the little floater never blew any smoke up, and it was just done and easy. So right now, this is actually my second time going into this boss fight. I just wanted to make sure, you know, if all else fails, I have the weapon, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. But he only took me 2 attempts. The only reason he took me two attempts is because I quite literally just exited out of the boss battle, because I'm like, you know what, I just wanted to see how much damage we were doing. So I backed out because obviously my weapon at the time wasn't fully leveled up. So I just wanted to make sure that was there. So I was just doing the maximum damage, because he is a tough boss if you're not using the boss specific weapon. So I sped this boss battle up to 4 times actually, because on regular time, this boss battle actually took me 9.5 minutes just to complete. He is a really easy boss to fight if you just stay underneath him. When he actually buffs up into his second phase, nothing really happens. It's all just aesthetics at this point. Like, the fire does nothing to his moveset. And he might get a little bit more aggro, but other than that, he's pretty easy to fight. So I'll just let you guys enjoy the rest of the Yorm the Giant fight, because man, I was sweating all the way through. Yeah, like right there, I got super panicked because I was super close to the end and I almost died. And I'm like, I really don't want to do this all the way again. But there we go. Clubs run continued, managed to not have to use the weapon. Super easy boss. And then it's right off to the Twin Princes. Another tough boss fight. So, pretty easy boss fight if you know what you're doing. If it's your first time fighting this boss, I do truly commend you. The first time I ever went through this, I almost rage quit. It was almost like I'm not going to continue playing this game just because I couldn't figure out his mechanics. But now that I've beaten him, I kind of know what his movesets are, and I also have it back in my head. You know what? If I just stick to his butt, I know I've beaten it before, I can do it again. And thankfully, actually, this time, I did complete it, and I didn't die, which I was so thrilled and happy about that no matter what, he just didn't die. I didn't die, sorry. He did, obviously. So, pretty easy run through to phase 1. I know if you do set it up properly and you have it so you do finish off phase 1 right at the front of the bed, I want to say. I don't know what to call that area, but I'm going to probably say that's a bed. If you just sit there in a specific place and finish off phase 1, you don't move from there into phase 2, they won't be aggroed at all. And if you just hit the second brother, nothing will happen. Like, they will not get angry at you or anything, and you can just swiftly finish them off. So if you're doing magic or anything like that and you just sit behind, there's a bunch of tutorials I bet you out there how to cheese this boss, and you can do that. Fortunately, don't know how to do that, So we just continue to go throughout the boss fight, not worrying about anything. So again, really tough boss fight. Really got close a bunch of times for this boss fight, and the first time I was actually going through this again, when I actually finished off this tough boss, like I probably died like 30 times to him. It was just so freaking tough that I actually thought that there was several more bosses to the run, and I actually went off and finished off the final boss, not realizing that it was the final boss. So I was very surprised, and when I actually got into the final boss, I was very disappointed too afterwards. I'm like, man, I just conquered the Twin Princes, but out of all of this, the final boss is just a chump. So I thought I could punish there, got a little bit too greedy, but it's fine. Another close call. I just decided to, you know what, I'll take the hit. It's fine. We'll just do it. I didn't know here if what he was going to do, so I backed off, healed, came up against his butt, and managed to actually outroll that. And I got super greedy here, but I was like, you know what, screw it, I think I have enough health, and I actually took it, managed to get the Younger Prince, done it out of the way, and I didn't die, and I was super happy about it. Now it's time for the final boss. I always save the Nameless King for last. I find he is the true final boss of this run, because man, this is the first playthrough I've actually managed to beat him, and I was super proud of that. I didn't know if I was going to be able to, but I think I died to him like 10 times in this run. You can go watch all that stuff all on my live stream. I don't know if it's up still, but it should be, because I live stream on YouTube. So, but again, the Soul of Cinder, pretty easy boss. He's kind of just a chump once you know. I got it into my head going in through this game and all the other games. You know, I'm like, hey, it's kind of like Elden Ring, and I can just go in and freaking riposte every time they get stun locked. But you can't, unfortunately. Unless I'm just stupid and it's only from the back. I'm not 100% sure. And there we go. Now he's going into second phase. Anytime he goes into the second phase, just back off. I'm not sure if it does do damage to you, but it's probably just safer. I'm just doing so much freaking damage right now that I really didn't care. Like, even this attack, yeah, it gets me down to like 60% HP or 50% HP, but I really was not concerned. I'm like, you are just a chump of a boss. I have no issues with you at all. So, pretty easy overall. Didn't die to him again. And I got nothing else to say for this boss other than he's just a freaking chump at the end of the day. There we go. Final boss out of the way. Now for the tougher one, the Nameless King, which, man, I struggled so much pain, but he finally got out of my way. And actually now here, I didn't remember that I could actually get the shield talisman, and I swapped it out for my last attempt. I was like, you you know what, maybe it's just because I'm taking way too many hits. So I went out and I grabbed the freaking talisman, and I swear it helped me so much. I also ran through some of the, like, I went to the DLC, grabbed the +3 Ring of Protection, just because at this point you can go grab it. I do enjoy that, like, in this boss battle, the dragon can actually get stuck up on, like, the tower or the prism, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I struggled against this boss so much. I was so happy that I got him down. And yeah, here you can actually repost, and I didn't understand it, why I couldn't repost all the other bosses, but I actually managed to get him, well, the dragon, out of the way. So in this boss fight too, bunch of close calls. I just always wanted to make sure my health was all the way up, and just don't get greedy. That's the only advice I can have for this fight, is don't get freaking greedy, and you'll be fine. If you don't get greedy and you just take it like a champ, everything should hopefully work out. Yeah, like right there, could have gone in for the punish. I decided not to. I decided, you know what, I'm gonna actually heal. I'd rather heal first than punish. I actually managed to roll out of that a hit, so I was super happy that, you know, the lightning did not strike me. I did go into this boss battle fully expect myself not to be able to beat him the first frickin' try. While swapping out the rings, but fortunately, I did. I got super close here. Only have 2 flasks left. Like, so much. I just said, you know what, screw it. I got super lucky there too, that he did not hit me, and I actually staggered him right away, and we freaking punished. Unfortunately, I do go in to change my freaking ring just so I get the extra ruins, but it's kind of useless now as we finish the game. And there we go. The final boss of the run is done. I was super happy that I finally able to do it. And man, the weight off my shoulders when I actually managed to finish him and I just let the cutscene roll through. I was just so happy, so ecstatic. I wanted to jump up for joy like a little child getting his hands on some candy, because I was just so done with the boss. So done with the boss. So yeah, finish watching the cutscene, and then I head off to end off the game of Dark Souls 3. And I was so happy with it, so happy with this run. I feel out of all 4 of the games I've actually done this, because I've already completed Elden Ring, and I have to say Dark Souls 3 probably my favorite. And again, guys, it's coming to the end of the video. I'd just like to thank you all for coming by, stopping to watch this video. The support has been great on my first video coming out, and just please, guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you guys have a great day. Stay hydrated. Bye.